Hi folks, welcome to our monthly review, weekly FOREX review and market forecast, all right? So we're going straight to the business. This is a period in which we try to look at what the market has been doing and what to anticipate the market is going to do, all right? So I think I should start with the British pounds against the United States dollars. All right, so I think on my Telegram community, I talked about price gravitating towards the monthly low. All right. So let's take it to my Telegram community to show you where I talked about it, right? Because some people are always talking from hindsight and they believe that that is what all YouTube channel people do, right? So this is it. So when price was about to take monthly lows, look at the dates. Look at the dates. It was on the 7th of September, and I posted that on my Telegram community, right? I was like, price is going to take out monthly lows on GU, and I called at the level 14093, and you can see that I actually put a limit there. You can see that's nicely, right? This is why you should be on our Telegram community, because I cannot always be updating your YouTube, right? Telegram is where I'm able to call out trades as I look at the Ethereum sell. Look at it. I was looking at the Ethereum to sell, and you could see that this was why I was looking at the sell, and you could see that it played out nicely, right? You can see that from the area I was looking at, it played out nicely, right? So the Telegram community is where I'm able to give updates, like real-time updates, right? So you cannot get that except you join the Telegram community. You can only join the Telegram community when you hit the link in the description, right? That is it. So I was like, GBP is going to, and all of that. He played that nicely. So I was very bearish on G for that monthly lows to be taken out and price did that, right? So let's go back to the charts now. So since we have established that, let's head back to the charts, right? So now let's take this back a bit. So let's look at the structure of this market, right? So looking at this from this aspect, it's very clear this G was bearish, right? So we see the structure of the market was doing what? Creating lows. All right. So look at what the market was doing. So see, it was creating lows, giving us that bearish structure, right? So we had saw another high, and then we saw this low. What happened there? There was a week, and this week what? It was not able to break this high. So we had a failure swing. If the market was able to break this last high, then we would have had what? A break of structure, right? But since the market was not able to break this high, this acted as what? An order block. So you consider this was an order block in which price reacted off. So since price could not break this order block, it was only right to anticipate that what market was doing, what was going to go what's lower. And if you look at this from the weekly perspective, you see that the market actually broke structure in the weekly time frame. So we had what this high, this low, this high, and the market did what it broke down. So we have seen that the market was even bearish on the weekly. So all this was pointing to the fact that market was going to do what? Come for this monthly low. So this was my target, right? I was looking at this monthly low to be captured, right? This low here, right? So if you don't, if I place my mouse there, you can see that the level is at one, and the low was at 1.4. You can look at the low here. It is right up here. So if I place my hand there, look at the low here, right here, this low. So the low was at 14098, right? And let us see if price hits it. So let us put our line there. So 14098 or somewhere around there. So you can see that if I place now, that was where price was gravitating towards, right? So it was a very structure. It's only right that price should do what? Take out lows and all of that, right? So you consider that the monthly time frame went exactly as we predicted, and it went for that, right? So I'll just skip to break time, right? So then price was grab that low. So how are we sure I grab that low? Look, I put a limit there, but you cannot simply do this. So if you tap this point, it was at 14098. But if I tap this point, it was 14046. So price clearly went below that low. So now we have got below the low. We have captured the liquidity at that point. Now we can anticipate a bullish run. Now on the British pounds against the United States dollars, we saw that there was an increase in the interest rate on the European bank, right? So the European currency is usually related with what the British pounds, right? So since there's a high interest rate in the European pound, we should expect market to do was rally higher. So we have had that break of, we have had that liquidity sweep. So market does not really have any reason to continue going further down, right? So we could anticipate was a bullish run. So we have done the analysis based on what, on the GPP. And now let's correlate this analysis with what happened on the DXY. So look at the DXY from the same perspective, the monthly time frame, right? So this was let's go to the DXY, the dollar index. If you go to the monthly time frame, the same thing, almost the same thing occurred, right? So look at it. So price was gravitating towards what, this monthly imbalance, right? So there was an imbalance on the monthly time frame at this point here. So that until the price was going to, enter into a reject, and you can see price has tapped into it and it was rejecting. So this is giving us a bearish run. Remember that the dollar index is inversely related towards the British pounds USD and the Euro USD, right? So if dollar index is doing what? It's going up. If dollar index is going up, you should expect what? EU, GU to do what? To go down. And if the reverse, if dollar index is going down, the EU, GU should what? Go up. So now we have had that monthly tap, and we expect what DXY to do what? To go down. So we should expect what the EUG to do was to rally higher. So that is also another confluence supporting what this buy we might be seeing. So that brings us to our focus. Now looking at the DXY for the daily time frame, you can see that the market is becoming what, bearish. So I mark that place as a monthly IPA. So market is still rejecting off the imbalance, right? So price is rejecting off the imbalance. And looking at the 4-hour time frame, I think a kind of bearish structure is forming, right? So you can see that there's a clearly market has done what, it has taken us what, this significant low here. So we might see a bearish run on dollar next week. So I marked from here. So I expect price to come back here, retest it, and then rally. So we had what break of structure on the dollar index. So I expect the market, you should expect a bearish dollar index. All right, and then invariably you should expect a bullish G. So let's go back to G. So now we have tapped that monthly imbalance. We're expecting price to do what? To rally higher. So this is my point of interest. I expect price to, since we expect dollar index to, we expect dollar index to what? To do what? To go higher, retest this other block or this smart money institutional candle, and then do what? Go lower. So expecting the market to, on dollar index, to do what? To go up and then go down, right? Then you should expect the reverse for what? G. So expect G to do what? Go down and then go up. So I'm looking at, since we have taken that monthly low, right, which was at 14098, somewhere around the year 14098, around the, right. Somewhere around, the market has taken that monthly low. So there are two things that might happen. So that price comes back into this point and go up like we anticipate. So market will likely do what? Come here and go higher. And then we have what? That break of structure. So look at this. Market has done what? Taking out this last lower high. So what's the market to do was to retest this point and then go higher, right? So we're expecting a little sell and then a bullish run on a British pounds against the United States dollars. So we're expecting that bullish run, and we set price to buy. At least I'm looking at this point for target. So I'm looking at this point as my target, this very high. So market is likely going to gravitate towards this high, this liquidity point here, just this liquidity point. All right. Those are the system, the British pound against the United States dollars for this week. Is sell down and buy. Or second thing may happen, markets may decide to do what? Go a bit below that monthly low, right? Market may decide to do this, to clear this low again and then go higher. So anyhow, say it's a bullish, and then market do, the market rejects off here, or it goes a little bit, give it a total soup and then go higher. But that's what the market will do. So when market comes in, we should expect was a confirmation that will take price swing trade to this high right here. We target this high first and then this overall high, right? So let's go to the Euro USD, the Euro dollar. So what you expect on the British pounds, also expect a likely on what, on the EU. All right. So this is the EU now. So the same time, we have what, those lows were cleared. See all these lows cleared, right? And then we had what, this break of structure. So market has clearly broken what, structure. So we have a bullish break. So market may likely do things. Either market rejects off this point, right? There's a smart money candle here. Either the market rejects off this point and go higher, or it comes for this small order blocking. So we have two areas of interest, right? So either there or there. So we have two areas of interest, right? So we can mark here or there, right? So Let's check the 3 hour time to see so I can get it clearly. Okay. Okay, this is it on the 3 hour. So either the market rejects off this one or this one. Any of these ones. So we want to see price give you a confirmation inside either here or this lower one, right? So these are the two areas of interest we have on the euro dollar. So we expect to buy either there or there, right? So bullish run on euro dollar and all of that. So market may either reject here or it comes on this lower point, right? So we also watch what the market does. So that is it for EU and GU. So let's go to the USD card. The USD card moves in sync with the US dollars, right? So if the dollar index is bearish, which is what's a bearish U card, right? So let's look at the structure of the U card. Let's go to the 4 hour daily. Let's go to daily time frame. Start from the daily. So I'm kind of skeptical on this, but since I'm seeing it today, market may go lower. But I'm skeptical about this high. All right, this high, this week at this point. That's why I'm very skeptical of you can because markets will likely go for that high, right? We can see let's take out all this uh, graffiti and so we are seeing markets doing what's creating a kind of relative equal high right here. So I don't know, I feel that for you the markets may go for this high before selling eventually, right? Because the market is rejecting off this other block. So I'm looking at price me, take out this high and then sell. Since we're expecting the DXY to go higher and then sell down, so the U dollar to go higher and then go lower. So it's very sensible or reasonable to expect that markets may likely clear this high, give us a total soup and then sell down, right? So markets may likely, this clean highs, they are too clean. Market may likely do what? Go for this high and then redistribute above that high, redistribute above that high, and then we can take price lower. So let us see if this will pan out. This is what I'm expecting on the U card. Market may likely go for this high, redistribute and go lower. Right? It's possible, very possible. Right, so this has a two clear. So I'm keeping an eye on that high. I'm keeping eye, an eye on that high. Right, that high. Let's go back to daily and check something. Okay. Right, so market may also go for this particular high, clear those and then will sell properly. So let us see. But now I like to see do you can take other high then sell properly in sync with what the dollar index. So now let's look at the last two things, indices and then okay, let's look at GG. All right, so let's look at the British pounds against the yen. So let's go to the yen basket to see what the yen is doing, right? So let's go to the yen baskets to see what the yen is doing. So let us delete all this. So look at the yen basket is very bearish. Let's go to the monthly time frame. All right, so I want to see what the monthly time frame is, what the yen basket is doing on the monthly time frame. Let's see. So this is where our data stopped, April 2019. So we're having a very bearish yen. Let's go to the weekly. We have a very bearish yen. So yen is very bearish. Okay. So we have a bearish yen. Market has done what? Cleared this weekly lows. So weekly lows has been cleared. So we might see a little bullish run. All right. So if we quickly look at the so we have a little bit. So go to daily time frame. So we have cleared all these lows. So we have what? A sell structure forming. So looking at this, we should expect price to come back here and then sell properly, right? So this is our area of sell. So we had that liquidity grab here. And market did what? Made a new low. So massive market to buy towards this point and then go lower, right? So we are not wrong to look out for yen to like to go up a bit to this point and then go lower. So for now, yen is bearish, so we should look at for bearish opportunities or retracement. Let's look at for 5 minutes. Right, for 5 minutes is giving that bullish structure. Okay, we have a break of structure on the 45 minutes time frame. So looking at this, so can highlight this for a buy. So market may likely come here and then buy. So we have a change of character on the yen basket. That's giving us a bullish what? A bullish yen. So we expect the market to buy a bit at least up, right? So we have taken out the monthly lows and the weekly lows. So we expect the dollar index to buy a bit. So expecting that bullish run on the yen basket, that means you expect a bearish run on what? The GJ, right? It's usually the reverse. So if the yen basket is if the yen is getting strength, that means you expect sales from this guy. So looking at this guy, we should expect a little sell off this guy. So looking at this guy, we had what break of structure, market came and then made a new low. So I was looking at this imbalance forming inside there, right? So there was a kind of imbalance inside there. It was very clear in the 15 minutes time frame. So the same market, will come off this zone and then sell properly, right? So this is still valid, right? So we market to come back into this last series of buy candles, into this imbalance and then sell off. So since we're expecting what, that's buy on the dollar index, I mean on the yen basket, you should expect what, a bullish a bearish run on the GG, right? So we have that being said, now we can head over to the last two, to the indices, right? So looking at US 30, you go straight to the daily time frame, right? Weekly. Okay. So weekly time frame straight up. So now look at the weekly time frame on the yen basket. We had was a bullish structure, right? What do I mean by a bullish structure on the weekly? Market did what? Broke this weekly high, right? So it was a bullish run. And then where was the last other block? This was it. That other block. I'm seeing price as well tap into the other block. So I expect this guy to go higher. So we're having a bullish US 30. And if you look at NASDAQ, you should see a similar structure on the NASDAQ. You can see the same thing on NASDAQ. NASDAQ, this guy are correlated, right? So we had that bullish run, that break of structure, and then this price come for the last down candle. Not really. That doesn't really come for it. So there's a possibility that markets, okay, there's no imbalance supporting it. So let's just check on daily. Let's go to daily and see something. Okay, these are okay. All right, I see it now. Okay. This was the whole bearish run. So it's not wrong to look out for buys now, right? It's not right. It's not wrong to look at. Let's look at the 2-day time frame. 2-day, right? So the 2-day time frame, let us see. Okay, it's clear. So the 2-day time frame, that's the other block right there. So we're not wrong to look out for what, for buys. All right, so we head back to the 4 hour. So we have having that bullish structure on this, supported by the daily and the weekly. So on NASDAQ, this is that 2-day time frame. So markets, you know, is giving a bullish structure. So let's check the 8 hour first. Let's see the 8 hour. Like using bigger time frames, I will not be making mistakes. So we had a lower high, lower low, and okay, all right. So I see it now. So looking at this guy, we're expecting a bullish run. So how can we join this bullish run? This is okay. Market may likely come back here and give us our bullish run, right? So but this market may likely come here because we had high, low, right? So market may likely come back here and then give us a better run. Let us look at the US 30. So what I'm saying is that basically we should just wait for pullbacks and catch a buys, right? Just wait for a pullback, right? Because it's not right to try to catch a buy all the way. Market has been buying for all this period and you want to come still tapping to catch a buy around there. It's wrong. So wait for a major pullback and then you join the buy. So we can look at for our pullback is okay, this has been mitigated already. So look at for our pullback inside there. The market should eventually come here. You can look out for that pullback into this zone, and then we take price higher, right? So let us see if we can have that pullback into here, and then we take price higher. And where will be our targets? Our targets will be this high, obviously. So targeting this high, this particular high here, obviously, right? So this is it. This is the high we should be looking at, right? So I think this will be the end of this video. If you want to have more update about us, join our Telegram community. Our mentorship program is currently on pause, but if you really want to join, just send a DM. But for now, we are on pause for especially the older members because we're trying to incorporate some things and all of that. So just use the link in the description to join the Telegram community and we'll see you there. So have a lovely week, have a profitable week, and until next time, please be safe.